Welcome back to Smoky Ribs. We're going to be doing another installment today of the barbecue side dishes. Today I'm going to show you how to do a smoked potato salad. Now this isn't your traditional southern style potato salad like you might be expecting me to make. This is actually something I tried, I don't know, it's probably early 1990s. And I read this recipe in a barbecue magazine that came out every month. And I held on to that magazine for a long time, and somewhere down the line I've lost it. So I'm kind of recreating this on memory. It's been a little while since I made it, but oh, it's good. It involves sour cream and mayo instead of mustard and mayo. It's going to have fresh dill, a little pop from some lemon. It's going to be good. It's going to be topped with some bacon. I'm going to show you how to do that. Now I'm going to be doing that pretty quick because the sauce that I make for the potatoes has to marry, flavors come together for a good 2 to 3 hours. So I'm going to make that, put it in the fridge. But before I do that, there's another thing I'm going to make that has to be done in advance so the flavors of that will also come together and marry, and that is a homemade barbecue sauce. I've had requests for homemade barbecue sauces. I've actually done a few over the last 4 years, but today I'm bringing you, I'm going to call it a southern, more of a Mississippi style. There's like 4 styles of barbecue. You got your Texas style, Kansas City, Memphis, and Carolina style. And all the states in between that kind of draw from these different styles. And we're no different here. We do like a tomato base, but we also like that tang from a good vinegar going in there, as well as a little sweet and a little heat. And that's what I'm going to show you how to do here in just a few minutes right after this. All right, we're going to start this sauce with 1 tablespoon of butter. We're going to let that melt. Into this butter, I've got 1/2 cup of minced white onion going in. Going to saute these for 3 or 4 minutes. Into these onions, I've got 12 ounces of tomato paste going in. Now into this, I'm adding 1/2 cup of apple cider vinegar and 1/4 cup water mixed. Now as this heats up, we're going to be mixing in the tomato paste, blending it in with the vinegar and the water. Now into this, we got 1/2 cup of yellow prepared, just regular mustard. All right, I just added in 1/4 cup Worcestershire sauce. All right, I just added in also 1/3 cup of the sorghum syrup. This makes a really good sweetener and it's very southern. Got 1 teaspoon of garlic, granulated garlic going in. 1 teaspoon of salt. This is a coarse salt. 1 teaspoon of cayenne pepper. That's what's going to give us the little heat. 1/2 teaspoon of celery seed. Cracked black pepper somewhere around a teaspoon. All right, going to drop this back down to a simmer. Going to give all this a real thorough mix. I'm going to let this simmer probably around 10, maybe 15 minutes. I just want to pull all these flavors together. And I'm going to run this through a sieve and get rid of the little pieces of onion in there. The flavor will already be into the sauce by that point. All right, I did a little preliminary tasting on this, which is really way too early to be doing a taste test because these flavors have to marry after this begins to cool down over the next, 3 or 4 hours. Overnight is even better. But what I did is I added just about 1/2 teaspoon of cayenne and salt, a little bit more black pepper, and I poured about another probably around 2 teaspoons of sorghum syrup in there to add that sweetness level just a little bit. This is one of these things that you can adjust to your own taste, and that's what I could tell that it was lacking in. This potato salad recipe is very simple, very fast. We're going to start off with 1/3 cup of mayo. Use your favorite mayo. Now I'm going to go in with around 3/4 of a cup of sour cream. I've got some fresh dill. I'm going to mince this up. Around 1/4 of a cup is what you're looking for. Just want to throw that in the mix. And the juice of 1/2 of a fresh lemon. I'm going to give all this a really good mix. Incorporate it. Now we want to season this with a little salt. This is a coarse kosher salt. Somewhere around 1/4 of a teaspoon. Should work just fine. A little cracked black pepper. All right, I'm going to take some plastic wrap and we're going to cover this. Now we will be smoking the actual potatoes, but I'm actually going to go ahead and add some smoke into this sauce as well. All right, what I'm doing is I'm installing this little smoking gun into this. Now, I realize not everybody's got one of these little gadgets, but if you get into kitchen gadgets, this thing's pretty handy for a lot of things, just like this. Add the smoke into a sauce. Basically what you do is just start it up, you light it, and voila, you got smoke. You want to let this run roughly 15-20 seconds, get it full of smoke, and yeah, it will smoke up your kitchen. All right, we're going to remove the hose and we're going to seal this off. Now we're going to let this sit roughly 15 minutes. It's going to put a nice little layer of smoke right on top of this sauce. And like I said, this is not our primary smoke. Most of the smoke will be coming from these smoked potatoes, and you can skip this altogether. I have that, so I wanted to use it. Just going to put a really nice kiss of smoke in with this potato salad. I'm going to be using the Weber kettle today on this. Perfect grill to do such a thing. Smoked potatoes. If you look down here, I'm using the snake method. I've already started at one end. I'm using apple wood. And the reason you see so much wood here, once these potatoes become tender, I'll be removing those to finish up my salad. And from there, it will go in the refrigerator. But the rest of this will be utilized on a rack of baby back ribs. So we're going to be taking this grilling basket right here. And what I've done is I've taken these little baby Dutch yellow potatoes and I've rubbed them down with an extra virgin olive oil. Simply just going to dump these in this pan. Spread them out. Fold the handle so we can get a lid on this. And that's looking good. I'm going to go ahead and put my cover on this. And we're going to let these go. Probably it's going to take somewhere around 1.5 hours, 2 hours, I would guess. But I'll check them after 1 hour. The skin is mainly what's going to be getting the smoke on it, but mixed in with this potato salad, along with the smoke I've already done on the sauce, it should have a good pronounced smoke content without being overpowering. By the way, the smoke I used in there, the sawdust, was also an applewood smoke here, so everything mixes and blends in well. Been smoking just a little over 1 hour. Let's take a look. Yeah, they definitely getting some smoky color to them, as you can see as I roll them over. Stir these around a little bit. Then we're going to spin this as well. Let's do a little check here and see how tender. Well, we're starting to get tender. I'd say probably about another 30 minutes and these are going to be looking good. All right, let's take a look at our potatoes. Let's see where we're at. Oh yeah, nice and tender. That's one of the bigger ones there. Let's try another one. Perfect. All right, what I'm going to do is remove this. We're going to let these cool down. And once they cool down, I'm going to be taking each potato and just cutting it halfways, in halves. So we're just going to take these potatoes, we're going to slice them in half. I've got all my potatoes sliced in half. We're just going to transfer these into this glass bowl here. Add a little seasoning to your potatoes. This is kosher salt. You can use the sea salt as well. Those are my favorites. Give this a little toss. Some cracked black pepper. And again, give it a good toss. Now we're going to add in the dill sauce for this potato salad. You just want to toss these and just give a good coating all the way around. They're not supposed to be super coated, just a good thin layer on each potato if you can. By the way, when I first took the plastic wrap off of that container holding the sauce, it had a yellowish tint all across the top where that smoke settled down on it. Took a little bit on my finger and oh yeah, the smoke is definitely there. And as I said, you don't have to do that. It's just an extra step. Just add a little bit more smokiness in there. These smoked potatoes will smoke it up just fine. And we're still not through. Going to get you up to speed here real quick. I've had the potato salad in the refrigerator now for a couple of hours. And we're going to finish this off by adding some bacon. This is some bacon that I fried earlier and broke into little pieces. And also on top of that, you want to take you some green onion. Just toss around a little. Baby back ribs. I love my spare ribs. They got just a little bit different flavor and texture, but man, you can't go wrong with baby backs because they're just loaded with meat compared to a spare rib. And they do cook a lot quicker than spare ribs. I say a lot quicker, about an hour quicker on an average, about 3.5 hours. So what I've done with these is I took and I seasoned them first, of course, and then from there we went on to the smoker. I went about 2.5 hours roughly, and at the 2.5 hour mark I went ahead and wrapped these. Put just a little bit of beer in the bottom to create some steam, and I went 45 minutes foiled, removed them from the foil. I sauced them. I asked the wife how does she want them, dry or sauced, and after tasting the sauce that I did earlier, she says sauced, absolutely sauced. So that's what I did. Applied the sauce. Let the sauce set a good 25-30 minutes, and here we go. Let's take a look at one of these. These are still piping hot. Look at the beautiful color on that. Look at the juice. Can you see that juice? Oh my goodness. We don't do competition barbecue at my house. We do what tastes good. These are tender, and yes, they're ready to fall off the bone. So I'm going to go ahead and take these, get them cut up. We're going to plate up the potato salad and the ribs, and we'll be right back. All right, let's try some of this potato salad. This is my smoked creamy dill potato salad. A little bacon bit, chives, green onion. Just something different. I find the other potato salad, you know, I grew up around it, and to me it's just a little bit on the boring side, and this is totally different. Oh man, these are good. You talk about tender. These are excellent. All right, now for the star of the show, we're going to dive into some of this potato salad. Man, that's good. Very first thing that hits this palate is the smoke. It's in a gentle way. It's not overpowering. Between the smoking the skins on the potato as I cooked them on the Weber and the addition of smoke that I added to the sauce, it definitely has a presence of smoke, which really enhances it. This is a very light, very bright tasting potato salad. I hope you give it a try. It'd be excellent for your 4th of July barbecue, your Labor Day weekend barbecue, or any barbecue in between. If you're like me, I fire that grill up every weekend. Next week, we're going to be bringing you a mac and cheese also done on the grill. It's going to be a kicked up mac and cheese, so please stay tuned to that. Until then, smoke your ribs.